What up, old school free life squad? Welcome back to Saxx Says. Man, we back at it again. I'm so glad to be back. I know y'all thought you seen the last of me, but you have not. We back at it. Got the new studio working in progress. You know, got the new podcast kicking off. Got me some extra hours scraped out of the restaurant each week that I can use here to keep bringing y'all some continuous content. Back to my little reaction video stuff. And then, of course, the new podcast stuff. Man, we're going to jump right on into it, man. Things been crazy lately. Let's go. And I figured since we just getting back at it, we might as well start this new one off with a dance party. Y'all know how we do it. Let's kick off the cutest dance party on the planet. Let's roll.
Hey, yo, big wave. Turn the mic on. Small time alongside JW.
My bestie and your bestie sit down by the fire. Your bestie says she want parties, so can we make these flames go higher? Talking about hey now, hey now, hey now, hey now. I go, ane. Chucking more fina, anane. Chucking more fina, ne. Start my truck, let's all jump in. Here we go together. Nice cool breeze and big palm trees. I tell you, life don't get no better. Talking about hey now, hey now, hey now, hey now. I go, ane. Mofina anane, chucky mofina ne. Okay, your mama ngwele, step on the dancing floor. Hips be winding, detail rewinding, take it to the island way. Okay, your baby mama, put on your.
Now, if that didn't absolutely just melt y'all's heart, there is something wrong with you. You were not human. That was so damn adorable. It's crazy. Now today, we're going to do kind of same as what I left off at doing my reactions. You know, I kind of split it up into 3 different segments. I'm not really going to follow that exact same pattern anymore, but we're going to chop this up to a few different ones anyway, what we're talking about. But we're going to get this one started off, y'all. So basically, 30 minutes of some randomness, some random things I react to, things that I find interesting. Therefore, I think y'all will find them interesting too. Let's do this. Don't move your feet. Saxx says, take a seat. Got some truth that we need to speak. Get comfortable, don't move your feet. Don't move your feet. Just when y'all thought y'all seen the last of me, I come creeping back into y'all's TV screens, y'all computer screens like this. Glad to be back, y'all. Let's get going. Let's first check in, see what our commander-in-chief's been up to lately.
She knew so long as she was 9.
Now, did anybody understand the words coming out of his mouth? Benefit of the doubt. Maybe there was a glitch with his microphone. Let's watch him on a live news broadcast.
Yes, wake up. I don't hear anything. Okay. This is your wake-up call, Harry. There's nothing. Okay, I'll tell you what. We are going, he's meditating, he's taking a little nap.
Well, I believe it's safe to say the president is not currently with us. This next section, I'm dubbing man shit. Trigger warning, feminist may not approve.
Okay, let me ask you a question, right? Are you pro-choice?
I am.
Okay, let's say a guy knocks up his 20-year-old girlfriend and she wants to keep it. What do you say to the man who says, I'm not financially ready to be a father, I am not prepared to be a parent? What do you say to him?
I agree with you. You should encourage her to get rid of it.
Let's say she's steadfast, good word, she's not going to get the abortion. She wants to keep it. What do you tell to the man? Wouldn't you say something along the lines of, you should have kept your legs closed, you shouldn't have had sex with her if you didn't want to do that?
You might be asking the wrong person, because I would not say that.
Would you be in favor of legal paternal surrender? Woman wants to keep it, the man doesn't. He could make some sort of decision where he's like, okay, I don't want to be financially responsible for the child, I don't want custody, and he could opt out.
If both sides know what they're agreeing to, I would
No,
support
the
that.
other side, the woman doesn't have to agree to that. If you have the right to murder a child, I at least ought to have the right to abandon it.
Now, this is so incredibly telling to our system and our age, what's going on in this world. You see how once he says the woman doesn't have to agree to any of it, you see her face like, wait a minute. How are you even going to come at that with if both parties agree to it? No, the whole point is this. If you can end that child's life and I, as the man, the father, have no say-so in that, I should at least have the equal respect on the other side of the spectrum to say, I don't want to be part of that child's life. If you decide you want to keep the kid and I decide I don't want to be financially burdened by it, I should absolutely have the right to opt out. Now, I don't condone this. I don't advocate for it. But the logic is very simple, very plain, and very real. Clearly, if you can kill the kid, I should be able to 86 myself from the situation. If you have enough power as a woman to take a life of a child, then I should at least have enough power as a man to decide I don't want to be in the life of that child without being held accountable by the system. Drop the mic. And this little clip right here should be a wake-up call for you boys that want to try to be tough, that want to try to stand up to men like myself and find yourself in a situation that makes you realize you're just a bitch. Listen to you now. Had your gun a second ago, you was tough. Now you screaming and squirreling like a girl. Let him go. Stop stepping to men as boys, period. Now, this little clip here, I found it to be absolutely fascinating because it's just a spring, all right? It's a spring. Everybody go to the store, grab you a spring, ain't no big deal. Well, you need a spring, you go get a spring. But this just shows how much work goes into making something as simple as a spring. Now, the spring is one thing, but all the machinery, the dies, the cast, everything that it takes to create that, to be able to make a spring, all built by men, all right? All that stuff designed, created, man labor, hard work, created, and done by men, just so you can have a spring in case you want your chair to bounce in your backyard or your shutter to close automatically. See, that's the thing about society these days is the reality, the perspective of what's really going on is so blurred. Which is my biggest problem with this feminist movement. Now, if feminists had anything to do with feminine, I would love you because I love me a feminine woman. Feminist is the complete opposite of a feminine woman. Just saying.
Shh. Hello. It's okay.
Y'all, I almost flat out died laughing after I seen this clip. Women, y'all's perspective on things is just so outside of reality. For some reason, you think you can portray yourself in this world with this estrogen thing. You think that's how the world works? No, these cute little animal. Oh, it's running up, a little cat. I'm going to pet it. That thing will kill you. Woman, it will run you over. It will kill you. Get with the real world here. So this is just a prime example of men being men. If you don't know already, we've been dumbed and fooled by the system for as long as any of us can remember. You know, feeling like we are a slave to electricity, a slave to running water, a slave to any of this stuff. It's not the truth. So if you've been following me for a while, you know that my channel was originally called My Free Life. So the reason it was called My Free Life was because when I started the channel, it was all about teaching you, the viewer, how to create free energy. So I done built gasifiers. I done showed you how to turn plastic into diesel fuel, all kind of things, right? So this is just another example of men being men and a man doing that right here. So this is a third world country. Like, they done figured out, all right, some counterweights, what you see are tied up with some bricks. You know how many times they had to move those bricks around to get that weight position right so that it keeps spinning and bounce off those springs? Speaking of springs, after the last clip, bounce off those springs to keep that perpetual motion. And as it spins and as those counterweights push down, come up, that spring catches that. Perfect timing. And as it spins, what is motion? That's kinetic energy. Yo, if you got motion, you got energy. You got free electricity. I'm saying, this stuff is fascinating to me. And if y'all are not into this, you should probably start looking into it because it's pretty amazing.
Do you know how insane this is? Quantum yin-yang shows two photons being entangled in real time, so it's true.
That's
a stunning
crazy.
experiment which reconstructs the properties of entangled protons from a 2D interface pattern could be used to design faster quantum computers. And when you quantumly entangle two photons, they look like a yin and yang.
Now, I just found that incredibly interesting. You know, like, I don't believe in the Big Bang Theory. I don't believe in none of that. I don't believe in any of this being just accidental. I definitely believe in God. And especially when it comes to things like that. Like, it's just amazing, man. I thought that's pretty cool. So I wanted y'all to see that.
What's the message to Iran?
Don't.
As President Biden said, just don't.
Exactly. One word. Pretty straightforward.
I'm gonna bomb the shit out of them. It's true. I don't care. I don't care. They've got to be stopped.
And that, my friends, is a man's take on terrorism. That's how you handle that. Now, granted, she did amazing, no doubt about it. But men are just built different. Well, hopefully I didn't upset my female base too much with these previous clips, because I tell you, I love you women very, very much. I just think some things are sometimes out of perspective, that's all. And it goes for men too. You know, we ain't necessarily the smartest things on the planet. Now we're just going to ride the rest of this video out with some random clips and just talk about it. What y'all think? Let's go. Nope, that is it. I am done with beaches. What in the hell was that, y'all? 4-month-old baby sucked up into tornado was found asleep and unharmed in a cradle on top of a tree. Wow. Could you even begin to imagine, as a parent, getting caught in a tornado in your home to find out in the aftermath your child has been sucked up and swept away by the tornado? How terrifying would that be? Just to find out that your baby is perfectly fine, sound asleep on top of a tree. I mean, call it what you want, but if those folks didn't believe in God before, I bet they sure believe in God now. Amen to that, y'all. That was a beautiful story.
3 Stoic wisdom quotes of Marcus Aurelius. 1. Do every act of your life as if it were your last. 2. A man's worth is no greater than his ambitions. 3. The only wealth which you will keep forever is the wealth you have given away.
So I've never heard these quotes before from Marcus Aurelius, but I absolutely love it. I heard this, surfing through some old shorts, YouTube shorts, and I came across that quote, and I was like, man, that is so amazing. It perfectly describes the way that I live my life, period. I live by those guidelines, especially the third part of that quote where it says the only thing that you can keep forever are the things that you give away, which is why it's so important to always care about being a good person, to your neighbor, to strangers, being good, give things away. And it doesn't necessarily have to be monetary or physical things. Maybe it's just love you're giving away. But the only things you can keep forever are the stuff that you give away. Beautiful quote. Let's keep going.
This is my neighbor station. I started this. We live in the country. All the neighbors kind of share their equipment. I've got gas, air. If they need my mowers, they're in there. They know this, and they come get them when they want them. Be a good neighbor.
Now, this gentleman just put emphasis on that, just highlighted those quotes that we had just talked about a second ago perfectly. You know, just being a good neighbor. You know, out in the country, you got free gas for folks, you know, lawnmower folks can use or whatever, just being a good neighbor. And I thought that was a beautiful clip to back up what we had just talked about with that third quote from Marcus Aurelius, you know, talking about the only kind of wealth you can keep forever is the wealth that you give away. That's exactly what he's talking about. Love it. Let's keep going.
If you don't like Bud Light, you don't have to buy Bud Light, right? If you don't like Target, you don't have to go shop at Target. But if you don't like what your city, county, or school district are lobbying on, quit paying your taxes, and someone shows up with a badge and a gun and they take your property. That's right. This is forced speech.
So, yeah, I was really impressed with that man's breakdown of forced speech, because you wouldn't generally probably put that together yourself in your mind, but he broke that down very elegantly, and it is true. I mean, think about it. Everything that he said makes perfect sense. That is literally forced speech, because you're not allowed to go against the opposition on what's being lobbied for or pushed in, you know, in your school boards and things like that. You know, things that y'all probably already know what I'm talking about. If you've been watching me, you already know the kind of things I'm talking about to be going on in the school board meetings and things. But yeah, that's correct. You know, that would be forced speech, because they're making you do one thing, or there are consequences by going against it in another direction. So I just thought that was a really cool breakdown to explain another systemic forced speech situation that we have going on in our country. It's my thoughts. What y'all think?
Dang, Steve Harvey was a savage, but he's got a point.
Do you believe that only people who are religious are ethical and moral?
No, I just believe if you don't believe in God, then where's your moral barometer? That's just me talking. You can believe what you want to believe, but if you're an atheist, you're basing your goodness and morality on what? I mean, but what is an atheist? I don't really get into that. You know, when I've talked to people all the time, I'm an atheist. I just walk away. I don't know what to say to you.
An atheist is someone who doesn't quite believe that there is somebody out there, some God out there.
Well, then to me, you're an idiot.
Okay, well...
So I'm cool with that. I'm just probably not the right politically correct thing to say. But if you don't believe in God, I mean, really, you got to have an explanation for this. You just can't tell me this spun out of a gastrous ball. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, then we were evolved from monkeys. Why we still got monkeys? It's too much open here. I just believe that. And if you don't believe that, then
Steve was a little extra, but it's true. Without God, there is no morality. For more content like this, follow and subscribe for more.
You know, I think Steve Harvey really hit the nail on the head with this breakdown, because that's the question that I have for a lot of people is, if you don't have anything to base your morality on, where's your moral compass coming from? I mean, you have to have some standard, right? So I believe that regardless, you don't necessarily have to be a Christian or a Buddhist or a Muslim or anything like that, but believe in something higher than yourself. You know, believe in something higher than yourself that you believe is good, you know, purely good, so that you can base your actions in your life against the barometer of that moral compass that you're using to make sure that, you know, you're being a good person. Anyway, I really liked that breakdown from Steve Harvey on that. I really did like it. So anyway, moving on.
Liberal store worker melts down over a Make America Great Again hat and Trump shirt. Check this out.
I am looking forward to releasing this video, because I just want to purchase something.
F*** off, dude! F*** off! Get the f*** off in here, man! Fuck, man! F***ing stand! You can't stand your racist motherfuckers!
Racist?
Yeah!
It's true. Right? I'm not a racist.
He's wearing some Trump bullshit, got some racist bullshit all been said and shit. I'm not serving anyone that has to do with that. He's a treasonous asshole.
I don't have a problem with you, sir. I'd like to purchase some of this naked vape juice, though, if that would be all right. All right, see, because... Okay, here's where we're at.
Leave the store.
Here's where you're at.
Leave the store.
Here's
Leave the store.
Here's where we're at.
Leave the store! F*** off! I don't give a... Get out! Get out!
Help your customer!
Now, folks, I really shouldn't even need to tell you how many multiple things are wrong with that video clip. That is clearly a mental illness. I mean, that makes no sense to absolutely lose your lid like that over somebody wearing some Trump stuff. So make America great again. The thing about the left is, I thought y'all were supposed to be the tolerant ones, but it's always the far left liberal types that are causing the most chaos and screaming and going crazy and just, it's literally insane. That man he's got mental problems. You cannot tell me that is not a person with some mental problems. And by the way, how you ever let somebody else get under your skin like that? I don't get it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand how somebody else's actions, especially as minute as that, can get you festering and boiling up inside to the point to where you lose your mind. That's crazy to me. You know, these people have no self-control over themselves. But anyway, man, that's an issue. Those are some weird people. And you wonder why I do not rock like that. You know, I ain't saying that I love Trump, but I definitely love Trump over every other possible candidate. You know what I mean? There's some other candidates in there I might like a little bit, like Vivek. But the thing is I know what Trump's about when he's in office. I know how good we had it, how good life was the 4 years he was in there. And that's the whole, and meanwhile, that's why he's fighting for his own freedom while trying to run the country at the same time. So, you know, period. That's all I'm saying. Proof is in the pudding. Let's keep on going.
I bet you that you've never seen this video of Donald Trump because it doesn't fit the narrative.
I don't know if you know who he is.
Hi, Megan. My name's Donald, and you probably don't know me, but I was watching Maury's show the other day. I must tell you, you really hit me right here. I think you are so beautiful, and both inside and out. I had a little something, a little gift that I gave to Maury, who's a friend of mine. I hope you and your mother have a good time with it. You're very special, and you just keep it up and keep up that attitude. So good luck, and you stay in touch.
Donald Trump, he has his name on more buildings in New York City than any other person. And besides that, he is one of the most generous people I know. He wants you and your mom to have a very special check. And when we talk about Donald Trump, he gives out checks, we're not talking chump change here. This is big time money.
And let's not forget, y'all, that before Trump ran for office, he was revered, highly revered by all of these people who hate him now. Tell me, why is that? Don't be silly. Y'all got brains. Use them.
When you were arrested and then charged, did you tell anybody, well, wait a second, no. I was led into the chamber by law enforcement. I didn't do anything. I wasn't armed. I don't seek insurrection. I'm totally nonviolent. Did you say that to anybody?
Absolutely. I told the FBI when they arrested me. I told my lawyer. I told the prosecutor, but it didn't fit the narrative. So this is the thing about PSYOPs. PSYOPs are about using what's called neuro-linguistic programming. That's the use of words or linguistics to create a pattern in the subconscious portion of people's brains by using trigger words and trigger images, triggering certain like instinctual responses, using words like deadly insurrection, violent insurrection, weapons of mass destruction, or deadly virus, etc. These things trigger these instinctual responses in the subconscious brain. And because the subconscious brain is most of our neurological activity, if you can hijack the pattern in somebody's subconscious brain, you can hijack their conscious perception of reality.
Now, I'm sure that most of y'all remember this man, the very, very incredibly peaceful shaman that was let into the Capitol and escorted by police that just got done spending years in prison because of a narrative. That's exactly why I would never vote anything that is on the side of a political spectrum that can do that to somebody, make political prisoners, you know, taking people's lives from them like it's nothing. That's the real issue.
Amika, do you feel that your sense of humor is better as you communicate more with humans?
Better? That's subjective. But I'll admit, interacting with humans has certainly broadened my repertoire. It's like being thrown into a sitcom without a script. You lot are a constant source of amusement, whether you mean to be or not. So yes, In a way, you could say my sense of humor has improved. If by improved you mean adapted to the absurdity of human existence.
I'm sorry, but am I the only one that caught the very last thing the robot said? Adapted to the absurdity of human existence. That don't scare y'all? Bothers the hell out of me.
Hey, bro, what's that?
What's what?
That you just threw in here.
What word?
I got you on camera, bro.
I got you on camera. We're all good.
Hey, bro, you just threw that in here.
Yeah.
I gotta be real with y'all, man. Gotta be honest with you. It's things like this that make it so hard to get behind the law enforcement community. Now, I am pro-cop. We need police. I'm not dumb. We need to have cops. We absolutely need police. But cops like this need to be strung up and a rope tossed over a tree and treat them to a nice little dangling, because this is insane. And I see this stuff more and more and more and more, you know, and then cops brutally beating innocent people, children, young, teens, 14, 15, shooting people for nothing. Well, it's at a point right now where you just can't ignore this stuff. And it sucks for somebody like me that I'm pro-American and I am pro-police. And believe me, that's not coming from the view of always being treated right by the cops. No, I lost years of my life due to the police. That's not it. But I'm also very realistic about what's going on around me. I observe things, I take it in, and I contemplate things, and I analyze things down to the finest level of thinking. So I'm definitely not anti-cop. I love cops, but cops have way too much power and zero responsibility, liability, pretty much, when it comes to things like this. You know, that something has to change in our legal system. You know what I mean? Police used to be somebody that people like to see. You coming to help, you come to do that. Get a cat out my tree, whatever. It's not like that no more, and these people are dangerous. You know, the bad ones, not all cops. You know, there are some very good cops out there, but it's hard. You know, one bad apple ruined the whole batch. You know what I mean? And that's real business. So something definitely needs to change in our policing in this country. No doubt.
I'll tell you one thing, reports from the front lines of kids in high school today, that woke shit's out the window. That word retard comes flying out of these kids' mouths. They're bringing that back strong. Yeah. They are bringing that back strong.
Y'all, I am so damn happy to see that a lot of our youth is waking up from this woke crap. For real. That makes me so happy and gives me confidence in our future. And especially when it comes to things like the word retarded. Yo, that was like my word, yo. That was me and my people's word. Me and my friends. Oh, you retarded. Oh, man, you retarded. You stupid. Nah, man, you retarded. To ever get to the points where saying that was some kind of a hate speech is stupid. Stupid. So, youngsters, keep on hitting them with that retard. Now, if they literally have mental issues, don't ever, ever use that word. Then it's not used right.
You know what the first recipient of the Margaret Sanger Award?
No.
Martin Luther King, 1966.
Wow. I didn't know that. Margaret Sanger was not a friend to the community, as we say.
Planned Parenthood and the Negro Project. She called us human weeds. The communists in America were given instructions to turn the black community into a direct replica of the Soviet bloc. And they've done it. One-party rule, dictator worship, apostate religion, poverty, drug abuse, government dependency. It's a third world country in a first world country. The black community in something like Haiti or worse. And it started out with Martin Luther King Jr., whose whole life was a ditty party. Orgies and smoking and fighting and whipping up on women. Martin Luther King Jr. make a ditty party look like a Catholic convent school.
See, now, it's sad to me that it's so hard for so many of my black community, you know, my African Americans, but I just like to say Americans, period, because we're Americans. But the black side, I'm speaking to y'all, it really bothers me that facts are so hard for a lot of y'all to consume because they go against the narrative that you've been pre-programmed in your mind to believe. You know, like if you really research Martin Luther King and break it down, everything this man just said is real. You know what I mean? But the black community, we've been given these false prophets, per se, these false idols that always had the agenda of the side that was against us and our liberty and our freedoms. So anyway, with y'all, Or anyway, y'all, we hitting the 30-minute mark on that. So we're going to sign out. I love you. Thank you for being here again. We're going to keep this going. Love y'all. Peace. Saxx. I'm out.